Hello, fellow Faye. I'm here live because my software isn't working, so we're just going to use YouTube to record this. This is my little bit belated 2024 review video. We will start with the stationery of the year. Like I said in my last annual review, I've been using GoodNotes for my planning, for my planner. And you can be really expansive with GoodNotes because they have, everything. But the files get really big, and my career sort of expanded this year, and I needed a lot more room for lesson plans. So I still use this for reading scripts and things like that, but I switched kind of randomly into the Clever Fox Teacher Planner, which is actually really good. Works great, plenty of space for grading and lesson plans and all of that. So this worked pretty well for me, but it's undated, which doesn't work for me because I'm really bad with dates. So I recently just moved back into a Filofax, but this will either be a separate video or you'll see it in my review next year because I just switched back in. So those are the planners. From last year, I finished up my Peter Popper Press Winter Tree Diary. These are out of order and they're spilling. Everything's going everywhere. Okay, here's some more of the rest. And then I have this extra thick moleskin. Didn't hold up as well as this one that I also started last year, but pretty good. So used that. And then right around the time I was moving, I switched back to a Leuchtturm. And I recently invested in this this cover for long form journaling. Right now I've got my Commonplace book in here. This is the Commonplace book that I used. You saw it in my last video. It was new. I'm still using it. But anyways, I've got this set up now so I can have my fountain pens and a pencil because as I iterated last year, this issue I have with pens has been really bothering me. So now I always have at least one good pen and a backup. And then what I do is I just keep tabs so that I can use one notebook. And if there's something in there I need to remember or look back on, I just tab it. So you'll see all my diaries now have these tabs. So when I'm going back through all of them, it's a lot easier. So I'm really liking this cover. There's some issues with it that I don't love, that I might switch to another. But I've only been using it about 6 months. I'll probably use it a while longer before trying something else. And then today I finished this German Nuna is what it's called. It's a Nuna diary. The paper's quality is great. It's dot grid. It's leather with plant-based ink. I added this decal. This wasn't there. So it's really cool. The edges are sprayed. There's a really nice gradient on the edge. I did spill coffee on it, but you can still see that. I just don't like how bright it is. This is not really my style of color. It's very bright, but it was just really unique and I thought I had to try it. So so finished up that. So those are the diaries for the year. I was traveling a lot, and so I had switched to a lot more digital tools, keeping a lot of things on my iPad. That is no longer the case. My dreams have given up on me, so I am settling down. I'm settling down, so I'm kind of going back more to paper because I found when I really thought about it, I like the searchability of digital stuff and how it kind of goes with you, but I have lost, even with my hard drives and my backups. I'm a filmmaker, so I'm very regimented about backing up my files. But I have lost more writing to digital files than to paper over the years because sometimes an app will suddenly no longer be supported or something like that. So yeah, I'm going back to paper. I actually have a new setup for drafting paper, but that's another video. I just started that this year. So I do still use e-readers a lot. My Kindle has held up really well. I've used it now 3.5 years. It's doing really well. This Nook is now 5 years old, and it did stop working for a while. And then after I moved back home, it started working again. I don't know why, but it's working. So yeah, I'm still using these a lot for most of my reading, and I have some paper copies of books that I really love. And my small EDC is still this Penco B7. Really durable. This thing has been very abused, and the cover is a very firm, flexible plastic, and it's great paper, works great. So this will probably be done soon. That's my EDC. So that's the stationery of the year. I have been carrying it all inside of this backpack, this Kanken that I now use this for 4 years, and it's holding up great, and it's worn very well as promised. I absolutely love this material. So yeah, I think I will do a whole separate video about this bag because I love it so much. I did have to get another bag for work because I work on a college campus and everyone thinks I'm a student. So I've switched away from this bag for work because I am a professor now. But this is really, really a great bag. If you've thought about getting one, I would definitely get one. 4 years, I've beat it up and it's still in fantastic shape. And it looks prettier the more you use it. Okay, other updates. My book is almost out. So you can see I'm pretty much in the thick of it. I'm still typesetting. So this is a rough copy. I don't want to spoil the cover, but this is the rough copy. And there's a lot more to do as far as vector files and all of that because I'm doing it all myself. And it's been a fun process, but I am behind on it because I had to move across country again unexpectedly alone while I was working by myself. So I don't know, I just got really busy, but I'm looking forward to having this done. I'm also now a regular contributor on like an alternative artsy newspaper that will not be available online and will only be available on paper in person. So I've been pretty excited about that. Sorry, I'm ripping through my checklist here because this is live and I'm not gonna be able to edit it. But yeah, so basically I joined that paper, got to work on my book, had a very rough year otherwise with other things going on psychologically, and luckily got another job teaching filmmaking in a studio, and I absolutely love it. I feel like it's been really the right environment for me and gotten me back into a more artistic environment. And I think I'm finally in a place with my work as a professor, adjunct professor, that I can finally say that I don't really care what people think of my work, or I don't have to impress anybody. I can publish whatever I want to publish and write whatever screenplays I want to write. And if they reach less people because I'm not as well connected or whatever as I might have been had I stayed in Hollywood, I can live with that. I don't care anymore. I think ambition and success are complete non sequiturs. I think there are ambitious people that don't have any success, and I think there are successful people who have no ambition, and I've seen that. So I'm not interested anymore in trying to remain ambitious. I don't know where my work will go, but I know that I'm working around people that I like, and that's what's most important to me now. So hence, finally putting my book out this spring. So what else happened this year? Yeah, I moved. I got into teaching film studio, filled out these journals, and screenplay wise, it's very expensive to send screenplays out. So I didn't get them in as many places as I initially wanted. But I did get Chrysalis ranked in the quarterfinals for Creative Screenplay Magazine. It's a fantasy pilot, and I was really excited about that because the main in that story, I have known him since I was 11 years old, and I worked with him on my thesis at USC, and that was super, super hard because I had not spoken to him in many, many years. And working with characters I don't know as well usually brings up a lot of uncomfortable stuff for me. So it was very hard, but it was just something I really wanted to do with him. And I love how it came out. I am pretty sure no one will fund it because it's a fantasy and because I did pitch that show. I made a story Bible and I pitched it, and my pitches went really, really badly. And I was told by a lot of people that it went badly and that they would never hire me and that I was exactly the type of person who would never um, get funded. But it did win an award, and I'm really proud of it. So I got an award for it, and then I did another draft of it. I think I'm on the 10th draft of that. I did another big draft for Theta Rho. It has a different title now, but I don't want to share the new title. So I think I'm on the 5th draft for Theta Rho, and that's coming together really nicely. I did another draft for Epidural, which it ranked at Slam Dance, so I kind of feel like I'm done with it, but there are still some things that I want to tweak. So I did another pass of that last year, and I wrote a couple new scripts. One of them is called Gravel Pit. The other one is loosely called American Boys, and it is a complement to some other works that I have. And it was definitely one of my funnest, most absorbing writing projects ever. But it got really hard to work on because I was very ensconced in it. And when I work on it, I get very, very, very ensconced, and it makes it hard to go to work or feed myself or things like that. So it went great, and I'm really excited about it, but I'm having to sort of take it in like chunks, which kind of sucks. If I were less independent, maybe I could work on it more. I don't know, but I really like it. So that was my new big draft last year that I wrote, my new big project. And yeah, what other updates? The internet sucks now, so there's that. No regrets do I have about not regularly posting to YouTube. And that's all I can say without getting more personal. I don't like to get personal because everyone can see YouTube. So I guess that's that. But it was overall 2023 was rough. I made another big career change and I had to move again. And I'm really tired. But I think the main takeaway from it, besides the drafting I did, which went pretty well, wrote some new projects. I think I think our generation is really, I don't know, it's just, I don't like this era of history. So I'm just trying to get through it. But I think I realized that for myself, at least, I just have had a really, 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 really hard like 3 decades. And that's probably why I was really fixed on certain goals that I have and certain things. And also because I realized, in my 20s, I learned that I can't function at like a 9 to 5 level. So I knew I would have to kind of get myself a more artistic career in order to just get by because I can't hold down a typical job. So that's what I focused on. And I guess my job is sort of typical, but it's like specialized and it's seasonal, which works a lot better for my temperament. So I just focused on that. Now that I have that, I'm really grateful for that. And I want to try to do a good job of that. And I'm not worried about, you know, trying to achieve some kind of success that would make my life worth it because I think I realized, as I kind of said in my last video, that there's no amount of success that like makes you can't choose the trauma you have in your life or the good things. They just sort of happen. So there's nothing you can really do to sort of make it worth it or make life worth it. Life just kind of happens. So, of course, I'm glad that I got to go to USC and everything. I think that's great, and I definitely want more for my work. I think my characters deserve everything. So, I still send my stuff out, and I do want success for them. And I'm looking forward to hopefully getting back into film production soon. Um, Especially now that, I work in a studio again, it's helped me it's kind of been more inspiring and helped me to maintain my skill set and maintain the knowledge, kind of keeping up with where video is going, where film is going, and um, figuring out how to get closer to the things that I would like to do. So yeah, I'm just acquainting myself with life, really. And that's it. I mean, I think there are some things that just are more personal, and I have a very low threshold as far as my kind of privacy is like, I will either say something publicly or I will keep it completely to myself. I don't have very many sort of layers in between, which kind of sucks. I would like to, but it's just that's really hard, I think, in today's day and age with the way that we socialize and the way that we conduct relationships in this ridiculous algorithm. It's sort of hard to have that now. So yeah, so that's where I'm at, and I'm really loving all of this. I think next year's year interview will be even more interesting because now that my career is a little more settled, I finally have kind of a little bit of like discretionary income, and I'm hoping to um, better explore my stationary habits, I guess. So yeah, I was pretty spoiled last year. I had some really good diaries. I liked all of these. I liked the tree series too. I'd like to finish all of these someday. So yeah, I think the system works. I need to stick with paper to an extent. I definitely still use my iPad for some stuff, but if I type everything, I'll forget some of the files that I've got. Whereas with my bookcases, I can see all the notebooks. I know that they're there. And I just tab the stuff I want to remember. I don't know exactly what I'm going to get to when I open it, but at least when I look back, I kind of have places to go of scripts or ideas or things that I want to review right away. So it's still fairly easy to navigate. And it's working for me. So I don't know. Now that I'm a bit more settled down, I won't have to travel so much. I may be making more videos. I could see that happening just because I have more resources now. I have not more time, but I have a more easier environment to shoot videos in. So it could happen. I don't know. I'm probably forgetting something, but yeah, that's it. So I did essentially get one, two, three, four, five, arguably six drafts, and I try to do six drafts a year. I really did five drafts a year in 2023, but like I said, I had to move. So this year, will I do six drafts? I don't know. I'm trying to be a little bit unambitious this year. Uh, I'm sure there's at least four drafts in my editorial calendar already in the docket. So plus the paper that I'm writing on now. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Thanks for joining. I hope 2024 treats you all relatively gently. And I'll see you around. Peace.